Sobrang nakakamiss yung provincial life. Lalo na kapag nakatira ka na sa city.
Here, yung mga kapag more than 100 or more.
Kasi alam mo bakit? Kasi nga takot ako. Hi guys! Munching ulit.
Hello! Welcome to Pag-asa Pawikan Protection and Conservation Center.
Taray no, bangkero natin, no?
Baklang maton na. Hey, hello. Hello sa mga followers ng Random Eco Vlog, Kuya Mon Baranda from Pag-asa Pawikan Protection and Conservation Center Corp. So, today, we'll have a short glimpse sa a day in the life of a Pawikan volunteer. Tumawid kami ng bangka kanina.
So, ito lang talaga yung way para makapunta dito?
Well, ngayon, ganun muna. Pero usually we deploy this barge here. So ito ay improvised barge na hinihila na lang namin pabalik-balik dito kapag marami kaming guests. Kasi nakakapagod kapag babangkain siya every time na yung mga guests, lalo na kung marami, no?
So yung mga guests talaga dyan, sila?
Oo, sumasakay na lang dyan, tapos hihilahin na lang. Pero kapag mga Pawikan Festival dito, what we do is, itong tinutungtungan natin na to, dinideploy din to sa tubig, dito. Tapos yung isa doon, there's another barge there. So, tatlo sila dyan. It actually, they make up parang isang floating bridge na medyo mahaba hanggang doon na. Tapos dito, naglalagay kami ng improvised na pier to make it more convenient for visitors to get here. Kasi one thing that is unique about Pag-asa Pawikan is that yung hatchery namin is situated not along the beach. Kasi lahat ng mga hatcheries, Pawikan hatcheries that I know of, nasa beach area sila. So kami, ito lang kasi yung area na available for us, property ng family nila Kaphari. Ayan, para meron kaming extra layer of security, which is the river. Kaya hindi lahat basta-basta nakakapunta dito. Well, marami kapag February kasi November and December, yung may mga pinakamaraming eggs namin na nakukolect. So, they hatch 45 to 70 days after silang iitlog ni Mama Pawikan. No? So kung November, December maraming mga nangingitlog, pag January, February maraming napipisa. So yun yung mga buwan na maraming pumupunta dito. Yes, pero this month actually may mga bisita kaming pupunta. So we have visitors from Haring Ibon, UP Los Baños. And we'll also have visitors from Signal TV. Oh yeah, absolutely. We do not impose any entrance fees. Kasi first and foremost, we're not a tourist spot. We are a conservation area. We want the hatchery to be accessible to everyone. Kaya hindi kami naglalagay ng entrance fees. Prior to Pag-asa Pawikan being established, there were two hatcheries na established na una. One is Montemar. Well, I think 2003 ata sila na-establish. And then meron din sa PGN sa La Jolla. So both are private resorts. Now for you to be able to experience yung makakita ng mga sea turtle hatchlings, you have to pay at least a day tour. Oo. So when this was established, kasi gusto namin na mas marami yung maging aware, marami yung magkaroon ng concern about the conservation efforts for the sea turtles, hindi kami nag-impose ng entrance fees.
Okay. So paano yung, pero kapag kanya yung mga OFW, kasi mas marami tayong mga OFW na mga viewers, ng mga friends, so paano sila makapunta dito?
Well, if they're gonna drive, mas madali kasi they can just nasa Google Maps ang Pag-asa Pawikan, they can just search it, Pag-asa Pawikan Protection and Conservation Center, lalabas siya doon. Now, if they are going via bus, kung magko-commute sila, so there are buses like Genesis and Bataan Transit sa Avenida, sa Pasay and Cubao. They can take any of those buses and then diretso na sila sa Balanga. And from Balanga, they can just take the modernized jeep And yung baba naman yung pinakadulo ng motorized jeep is dito sa court ng Pag-asa. So it would be parang konting lakad lang from there to here. Tapos ito na, magbabangka na lang or mag-floating bridge na lang.
Sama mo na siya. Sama mo na siya.
Pwede mag-ano na
Sama ka
tayo.
rin para-
Ayan. So, let's take a peek sa loob ng hatchery. O, tara sir. So far, meron tayong P1. Pero there are 6 nests na nakabaon dun sa hatchery 2. Nung inad ko to, parang 11,535 eggs na yung meron tayo. Yes, nag 5 digits na tayo, hindi tayo nagmamali. Yes. So this one was
Kasi lahat
September 29.
Lahat ng nest, may mapapansin nyo naka-mound.
September 14, yung pinakamatanda naming nest. Nest number 2. It doesn't mean though na yung pinakamatandang nest yung unang mapipisa. May chance na baka mauna yung iba yung mga late na initlog dito. So, it takes them about 45 to 70 days bago ma-hatch. So, naka-indicate dun sa nests, dun sa labels yung name nung nag-adopt, yung nest number for our records, yung species, kung ilang itlog yung nasa loob ng nest, kailan siya initlog, kung saan siya nakuha, and the name of the ranger who gathered the eggs for the nest. Hindi sila waterproof, yung eggs. So kapag inundated tong area, tas masyadong tuloy, hindi nagsusubside yung baha, there's a chance that mabubugok sila. Pero what we do, kahit pa paano makabawas sa tubig, is naglalagay kami ng tarp dito sa ibabaw para at least hindi dito pupunta yung tubig, palabas siya. Asinan to every after season. Kasi hindi kami kagaya ng ibang mga hatcheries na nasa tabing dagat na consistent na naaasinan dahil sa tubig eh. So kami, kapag umulan, parang tatabang siya ng tatabang. So every after season, kailangan siyang kailangan siyang... So, itong mural na to was actually painted by officers in training ng Coast Guard. So, ayun yung mga names nila. Coast Guard Officers Course, Class 30 and 31 of 2023. Nandiyan yung mga pangalan nila. So, mga licensed individuals to. May mga engineers, may mga interior designers, mga architects. Tapos, parang pinul sila ng Coast Guard para gawin to. And this is also the same background that was used nung nagkaroon ng Pawikan Festival Street Dance sa Morong last year, which is napanalunan ng Bagak. So, champion yung Bagak doon.
Kaya Ray, yung bisita, pumunta dito, tapos gusto niya mag-adapt ng nest. Paano niya gagawin yun?
It's a program that we have designed para maging sustainable yung operations namin kasi we believe that the rangers should be compensated for the efforts that they exert. Now, hindi siya sustainable kung sa amin lagi manggagaling yung pondo or kila Kaphari, kila Tita Edna. So what we did is we outsourced the help from people from the outside who want to become part of the conservation efforts. Yung 500 pesos na ibibigay nila for the adoption fee will be given to the ranger na umeffort sa pagkuha ng eggs. Ngayon, so if they want to adopt a nest, they can just reach out to the Pag-asa Pawikan Protection and Conservation Center Facebook page. And then, we will let them know if there are available nests for adoption. If there are, then swerte sila. I will send them Kaphari's GCash account number and they can send a fee there. And then we will send them an e-certificate and we will also take a photo of the nest na meron ng label ng pangalan nila. And then aside from that, we will also send them photos and videos of the eggs or ng hatchlings kapag napisa na. Now, if they are able to join us sa pag-release ng mga hatchlings from their nest, then well and good. Pero kung hindi, it's part of our obligation to send them photos and videos of the release of their hatchlings. There's no guarantee that there will be hatchlings that are available for release. So it would be best for them to reach out to the Pag-asa Pawikan Facebook page first, and then we will let them know if there are hatchlings that are available. So what we would usually do is we post updates or announcements na may release kami tomorrow, the day before the release, kasi they're supposed to be released the same day. Pero halimbawa mga ito, like may napisa ng gabi or ng hapon, ngayong hapon halimbawa. So, the hatchlings will be released the next afternoon. Nagre-release kami ng mga alas 5:30 ng hapon. We do that para pag nirelease yung mga hatchlings, hindi sila visible sa mga predators nila. Nire-recommend actually ng DNR na umaga tsaka hapon mag-release. Pero kami kasi kapag umaga ni-release, ang layo pa matagal pa yung liwanag. So, makikita pa sila ng mga karamihan sa mga predators nila. So, to give them a fighting chance, kahit paano, sa hapon namin nire-release para didilim na, hindi na sila masyadong kita. Oh, very involved ang Coast Guard sa mga activities dito sa Bagac, lalo na kapag may mga coastal cleanup, they're Coast Guard. So they guard the coasts, and aside from guarding, they're also helping in maintaining the cleanliness din. And ayan, natutuwa rin ako na they are also interested. We monitor the temperature of the hatchery using thermometers. Now, don't come after me if mapapansin ninyo na yung thermometer namin is mercury pa. So beggars can't be choosy. This was only donated to us. So ito, we're running at 29 degrees Celsius. We're maintaining the temperature around 29 to 30 degrees Celsius to maintain a 50-50 ratio ng male and female hatchlings. Kasi yun nga, 'di ba, ang sea turtles, like other reptiles, they have temperature dependent sex determination. Kapag mataas yung temperature, 32 degrees Celsius and higher, the hatchery will produce, or the nest will produce, female hatchlings. Kapag 28 degrees Celsius and lower, then puro naman mga male hatchlings yung mapoproduce nun. Now, I have one visitor before na nagtanong, Kuya Mon, di ba mas maganda kung lahat sila female para lahat sila mangingitlog? Kaya lang,
I mean, nakadepende yung sa temperature, hindi naman.
yes.
Totoo?
Oo.
Alam mo yun.
Oh, now you know. So,
Hindi ko alam mo yun talaga.
oo, ganun siya kapag mainit, lagi consistent. Kaya ang ginagawa namin, kaya may naka-ready doon na timba ng seawater. Kapag masyadong mainit, consistently, nagsasaboy dito ng tubig para bumaba kahit paano yung temperature.
So, pag mainit,
Babae. Pag 28 degrees Celsius and lower, male hatchlings mapoproduce.
sabihin yung mga babae mainitin ng ulo?
Oy, we do not want to be sexist. Okay, so that's a sexist comment. This one was adopted by Sinon Marie O'Malley. I think, I'm not sure kung she's a homeschooled kid, no? So this is Nest 80. Ang species niya ay Olive Ridley. The nest has 55 eggs. The eggs were gathered October 24th. So magka-count ka ng 45 to 70 days from October 24th para ma-determine kung kailan siya mapipisa. So nakuha to sa Las Casas, and this was gathered by Patoy.
So, lahat ng eggs andito talaga?
Dito sa loob, okay.
Sa 55, andito?
Yes.
Wow.
Here, yung mga kapag more than 100 or more than 90 eggs sa isang pugad, hinahati namin siya sa dalawa. That way, hindi siya masyadong congested, hindi siya masyadong siksik sa ilalim. A Pawikan Mama can actually lay up to 160 eggs in one nest. So that's a lot.
Ilan taon ka nang nag-volunteer dito?
I only started 2023. Pero prior to being a volunteer here, nag-a-adopt ako ng nests before. Parang nag-allocate ako ng kada sahod, may isang nest akong i-adopt.
So, pwedeng gawin din ng mga
Yeah, absolutely. 3P3C is an NGO, so we do not receive financial fundings from LGU or provincial government. So we have to fend for ourselves. We rely 100% on donations and sponsorships. So if there are no nests available or for adoption, they can still send donations to help out with yung mga repairs, yung mga nets na yan kapag napunit, kailangan siyempre palitan, yung utilities din, so other overhead expenses like yung pagko-construct ng mga bridges. BPI, 2 taon na silang tumutulong sa amin, and every year nag-adopt sila ng 100 nests. We just signed a 7-year memorandum of agreement with San Miguel Global Power. So 7 years yun. So definitely malaking impact yun. They're gonna help us. Part of the project that they have for us is yung pagko-construct ng mas maayos na tulay. Nakikita mo yung mga ginagamit sa resorts, yung mga pontoon, yung floating pier.
Okay.
Parang ganun yung gagawin dyan. We're also checking on having them construct a building here where we can hold our lectures, gawin namin siyang stock room.
2 years mo bilang volunteer. pinaka-challenging na naranasan mo?
Well, ako kasi yung patience ko ay hindi masyadong mahaba. So, sometimes, kapag medyo paulit-ulit yung questions na receive ko sa Facebook, I have to remind myself na this is not my personal account, private organization's account. And I have to mirror yung hindi ko pwedeng ipakita dun kung ano yung ugali ko, no? Because I cannot, it's not my personal account. So, I have already replied with a post explaining kung ano yung mechanics ng Adopt a Nest program. Tapos there would be questions that would be asked that could have been answered if they have read the Facebook post thoroughly. Nagpunta kami sa Morong as part of their Pawikan Festival, and then we had to go to Montemar din as part of their Pawikan Festival din. Tapos we had visitors from Haring Ibon, UP Los Baños, same day. So kami ni Keisha, we had to stay here for the night kasi kailangan naming samahan yung mga nag-camp dito kasi sila nagstay overnight. Nag-pitch sila ng tent dito sa area na yan.
Pwede pala mag-camp dito?
Yeah, pwede. Pero natuwa ako actually doon sa practice ng Haring Ibon UPLB kasi when they went here, walang gumamit ng paper plates or disposables at all. Lahat sila may kanya-kanya silang dala na sariling plato. So nabawasan yung basura doon sa activity. That activity would have regularly produced a lot of trash kasi syempre nasa camp kayo, kailangan meron kayong mas convenient kasi kapag itatapon na lang at hindi nahuhugasan, ganun. So yun, natuwa ako sa ginawa nila. This one's donated by Zama. Zama is a company in Batangas. Nagpunta sila dito, nag-ocular sila to check on what are the things that they can help us out with. Nung nagpunta sila, wala silang malakaran halos doon sa loob ng hatchery, doon sa hatchery number 1. And nakita nila na we even had to use the rehabilitation pool. May rehab pool dito kapag may mga stranded na pawikan. So we had to fill that up with sand. Tapos ginawa namin siyang temporary extension. So they thought na, sige, we will donate funds para makagawa kayo ng panibagong hatchery. So ito na siya ngayon. And we can...
So katulad siya na?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can go in. Mas maliit siya ng konti kesa doon sa hatchery doon. Pero this would be enough for us. Kasi kapag napuno naman na to, yung ibang mga nests doon, napisa na.
Diba nandiyan na sila? Is there any predator pag nandiyan na sila? Kaya bakit nakaganyan?
Well, may mga birds of prey kasi kaya kailangan na ganito to prevent other predators like birds of prey na biglang dumagit. Kasi may mga lawin dito sa atin, di ba? May mga Brahminic heights. Cautious, very kami dapat. Kasi minsan may mga karag. So ano ba yung karag?
Basta langgam naman.
Yung langgam na kulay orange or pula, kinakain sila. Na hindi man kinakain, parang lahat sila, kukulumpunan nila yung isang hatchling, tas ayun, siguro sa sakit, namatay. Yung ina-explain kayo ni Tita Edna, yung mga mounds ng sand doon sa ibabaw ng nests, that's what we use as an indicator for us to know kung malapit na ba silang mapisa. Kasi kapag naggagalawan na sila sa ilalim, nag-shift na yung sand, magkakaroon ng maliit na butas dyan sa gitna.
So yun yung indicator lang na parang ready na mga
Or tomorrow, mag-emerge na itong mga to. Pag may nakita na kaming butas dyan. We cannot give a schedule kasi ang haba nung span 45 to 70 days na incubation period. So sobrang haba, almost a month. Mahirap i-project ng baha. Yung text na we lift each other up na sa ilalim na yon, lumubog yan sa tubig ng bagyong Christine. Yung storm surges, tas sinabayan ng high tide and rising sea levels because of global warming. Ang laki ng epekto niya sa mga pawikan species kasi kapag inabot, lalo na kapag sa beach, no? Kapag hindi sila nakuha dyan, kapag inabot yung pinagpugaran nila, mabubog yung mga itlog. Ang bango nito. Si Kuya Eric ang aming pioneer na ranger. Pinakamasipag na ranger dito yan.
Tayo ay magla-lunch muna sa kabilang bayan. Kabilang bayan. Kasi munch. Exercise mo ba to? Ay, hindi pa. Nag-gym ka nga pala. Sorry na. Dati takot ako sa tubig, sa ilog. Kasi alam mo kung bakit? Kasi nga takot ako. Arik ko. Tsanan. Paano ka? Habulin natin ang bordador.
Okay na po yun. Tulong ko na yung sa iyo.
Yan ang gusto ko. 29.
29 tsaka 30.
Ano yung sabihin ng bako?
Manghihingi.
Ano yung...
Manghihingi ka ng panggulang mo. Ganun. Mura na ngayon. Sa palengke, 180. Magkano sa palengke yung ano? Tigda na.
Guys, nandito po kami ngayon sa ilog. Nagbababaho kami ng flying fish.
So, kaya siya flying fish kasi it's a fish that flies. Meron siyang modified ano tawag dito, pectoral fins.
Ano ba yan?
That they use to glide over the water when they're escaping predators. Kaya lang may mga ganito na nagaglide. Pero pagdating naman sa taas, dinadagit ng mga birds of prey.
Totoo.
Ihaw tsaka daing.
Tayong na barado.
Oo.
So, kakagaling lang namin sa bayan. Kumain kami. Naglakad kami actually papunta at pabalik dito sa 3P3C headquarters. Kapagod. Pero masarap kumain sa palengke. And pag pumunta kayo guys dito, may mga iba't ibang animals din. Animals. Morning! Hello! Pag provincial life, maganda kapag meron kang huyan.
Sino kayo na makakatulog sa atin?
Feeling ko ikaw, kasi kanina ka pa nagsasabi ng... Bakawan pati, bakawan ba ang tawag yan?
Bitaog.
Malaking puno na yan?
Oh, yung ito bitaog, yung may mga biyak-biyak na balat. Ito
Hi, morning! Ano na?
Bani yung makinis.
Pani.
Yan yung namumulaklak yung mabango. Well, una, I'm actually doing this to make up for what I did when I was a kid. Bata tayo, hindi tayo educated Hindi tayo informed about sea turtles, yung marine biodiversity, kung ano ba yung impact niya sa buhay natin at sa buong mundo in extension. Kaya parang wala tayong pakialam masyado nung mga panahon natin So now na nagkaroon na tayo ng isip, parang I see it as my responsibility to the planet na mas marami yung makaalam, mas marami yung makaintindi kung bakit importante yung ginagawa natin na to. Kasi by letting people know, we are somehow sharing the responsibility with them and involving them with taking care of our planet, because this is the only planet that we have and it should be everyone's responsibility in the first place. So hanggat may opportunity to educate, hanggat may opportunity to inform others, to spread the efforts, gagawin ko. Yung mga bumibisita dito from Manila, from Baguio, from Batangas, from Cavite, they will come and go. Pero I feel that yung mas mabigyan ng information about this ay yung mga taga rito. Kasi sila yung pwede nating i-expect na na frontliners in taking care of the pawikan species, kasi tayo yung mga nakatira dito. Kaya I was actually with Harry and the whole 3P3C. We're planning on going school to school. Tapos mag-IEC kami, information and information dissemination.
Ano yung vision mo for the coming 5 years sa pawikan?
Now, I hope to reach more people and places. Siguro if there are companies or corporations who would ask me to do lectures, siguro I'll be more leaning towards saying yes to live lectures instead of doing it online. And I'm also seeing more people understanding everyone's responsibility
in taking care of the Pawikan species and the planet in general.